Tuesday. Welcome back to the Gang Magazine. If you guys are not subscribed already to the Gang Magazine, feel free to subscribe right here at this little annotation. And then also I have a main channel as well. If you guys have not subscribed already, make sure to go check that out in the description box and make sure to subscribe. So also, if you guys have any questions for us, make sure to email them at askthegangmagazine@gmail.com. It will be linked down below for you guys as well. So now let's just go ahead and get into our question of the day. Alright, so our question of the day is, so I just started going out with someone new and we share a lot of similar interests and are having a good time so far. But my ex-boyfriend, who I dated for a year and a half, has resurfaced. He's telling me that letting me go was the biggest mistake he's ever made and that he is still in love with me. He was my first true love, so he still holds a place in my heart. Do I give it a shot with an old flame or move on with someone new? Please help. Alright, so this is the perfect question for me, you guys, because I have been in this situation so many times. So I'm gonna kind of go at this with like my own personal experience with it. And so for me, I was in college in the first 3 years. I was in a very serious relationship with someone. We even lived together. We went through a lot of things together. I thought he was going to be the one that I was going to marry. So when we lived together, which I definitely recommend doing before anyone gets married, you guys, is always live with that significant other first, because trust me, when you live with someone, you get to see everything about them and see if you're compatible. And if you have a really good head on your shoulders, you'd be able to look at the situation and be like, you know what, we're not compatible. There's too many things that I can't handle. And that's what ended up happening with us. I kind of just took a step back and just kind of like we fought too much. We weren't compatible with living each other. I go, this isn't gonna work. Why waste my time with this? And so I decided to walk away and we broke up. I ended up dating another guy and he ended up coming back into the picture, and I was like, oh, like, you know, you still love that person because you like have such a connection with them. And when you spend so much time with someone, and for us, we spent like every single day together. So it was weird being without him and not having him in my everyday routine, and it was just weird not speaking to him. So then when he came back into the picture, I was like, oh, I missed this. I was so comfortable with this. So I ended up leaving a great guy for him again. And so we got back together. Then we shortly broke up afterwards because a lot of the same issues were coming arise. Like, we just fought too much and he was just too hard to like get along. Like, we just didn't mesh well. We were both too stubborn for each other, and both of us knew how to push the other one's buttons, which is what made it really bad. So yeah, it just didn't work out again. So broke up with him. Some time went on. I met someone new again, and I was like, oh, so I was dating this guy for about a month, and then he comes back into the picture again. And then I ended up like finding that same like, you know, comfort with him, and you know, they do still hold a big place in your heart. Like, to this day, I still have so much respect for him, and I still care so much about him, like as a friend, you know, because he was such a big part of my life. Like, we still talk every once in a while, kind of see how the other one's doing, and we still have a really good relationship, which was awesome. But we just kind of knew that we weren't right for each other. But yeah, like I was saying, dating a new guy, he came back in, and I broke up with the new guy, went back to him again, and we like got back together. And then it just again kind of like dwindled, and we just fought too much, and then I was like, okay, I'm done, I can't do this. And then I ended up going to Vegas for Christmas, and that's actually where I met Joel, and we just kind of hit it off. So he kind of like was very persistent and was like, oh, I want to hang out with you, I want to see you again, I want to take you out, all this stuff. I was like, all right. I was still very skeptical because, you know, after being in such a long relationship, I was just like, am I ready to get back into something again? So I was just very hesitant about the situation. And I remember him saying like, let's spend New Year's together, because, you know, New Year's was so close. So we ended up planning like a whole get together, like of mutual friends. That's how we usually do things. And we planned this whole like get together with mutual friends in San Diego. And then my ex calls me and is like, oh, I'm getting ready to study abroad and I'm going to the Netherlands, and I'd love to spend New Year's with you. I was actually so close to doing that again, but then I kind of like took a step back and was like, you know what? This is a cycle that keeps repeating itself. Like, I don't want to give up such a great guy, and a guy that I had a really good connection with. Like, we really, like, things really hit off between us, and we had a really good connection. I wanted to get to know him more, and I was just like, I don't think I can do this again. Like, I should learn from my previous mistakes that this isn't going to work. So I finally put my foot down and said, you know what? I've already made other plans. And you guys, I've never turned them down ever, like with plans and hanging out with him, because he still like was like a really big part of my life at that time. And yeah, so I finally did that, and he ended up going abroad, and then I ended up continuing things with Joel, and then that's where we are now, and I ended up marrying him, which is crazy. So yeah, that was my personal experience, and I have to say that the biggest thing is that An ex is an ex for a reason. And I have to say that all those problems that you probably had before, like the reason why you're broken up, are probably going to be still there if you guys end up getting back together, like how it was for me and my ex. They never go anywhere. They're still going to be there, and you might just end up in a whole nother cycle again. So yeah, I just have to say that they are an ex for a reason, and you should just try with that new person that you are with, because you never know. You guys might have a better connection than you did with your ex, and you guys might be more compatible for one another, and you won't have those same issues. So I wish you the best of luck with your situation, and if you guys have not yet subscribed to the Gang Magazine, feel free to subscribe right here. And don't forget to email us any of your guys' questions, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you guys next Tuesday. Bye!